everyone, welcome. If you consume a lot of beauty content like I do, you know that every couple of weeks there is a product or two or three that just gets an overwhelming amount of hype. These products, the makeup you're going to hear me talk about in today's video, I could be wrong, but I don't think anyone is talking about. But I'm going to tell you about them today because I think they're pretty fantastic. First up is this liquid bronzer. It is the Indeed Nano Bronze Bronzing Drops. It seems like over the last couple of months, every brand has come out with some form of a bronzing drop. And I've mentioned before in other videos that I've never really been a big fan of bronzing drops. I think Drunk Elephant may have been one of the very first to have them. And I did own those bronzing drops. They were actually sent to me in a PR package a long time ago. And I, again, said in some videos of mine that I would never have gone out and actually purchased those because, well, to be honest with you, I just didn't love them. I found them to be a little bit unnatural looking, a little bit on the orangey side. And then I found other bronzing drops that came out to be also a little bit imperfect in their tone, or they had shimmer in them, which I did not want. I actually discovered this product. Well, I didn't discover it. I heard about it from this model right here, Cara Jewel. She often talks about beauty products that she loves, and her look, if you look at all of her photos, they are just perfection. She's like this golden-haired bronze goddess. So of course I and a lot of other people always want to know what makeup she's using. What are some of her favorite products? And she would often talk about her love for the Tom Ford men's bronzer. However, that product is pretty pricey, so I was waiting for the day that she would share a less expensive alternative. Lo and behold, I saw her talk about these bronzing drops. I ordered them from Target, and what can I say? I fell in love. This liquid bronzer is so blendable. It's so natural looking. It is the perfect tone. There's no orange, there's no shimmer. This makes your skin look so sun-kissed and radiant, yet it doesn't lift off your foundation if you're wearing a foundation underneath. You could just wear this on its own to give you a beautiful bronzy glow. I cannot stop using this product. It's not a contour product. You could try using it for contour, but I use it all over my face, as you saw in that demo, well, pretty much all over my face, to really bronze it up. I'm going on vacation in a couple of weeks, and this is the first thing that is going into my makeup bag. The second thing that is 100% going in my makeup bag that no one talks about is this Ulta Beauty Everyday Faves eyeshadow palette. Now, I'm pretty sure I have spoken about this eyeshadow palette in the past, but I think it was a long, long time ago. And every once in a while, I do like to go through my stash, and I encourage other people to do this as well. Every few months, go through your makeup stash and use some products that you maybe recall liking, but you haven't used in a while. That's what happened with this palette. I found it in my stash of eyeshadow palettes, decided to use it one day, and immediately thought, what the heck? Why am I not using this every day? Well, let's be honest, I know why. It's because I have way more eyeshadow palettes than anyone who's not a makeup influencer should ever own. But that's besides the point. The point is, I rediscovered this eyeshadow palette, and it's amazing. The pigmentation, the blendability, the color story. This is the perfect day to night eyeshadow palette, and it's affordable. Before I put this palette into this video, I, of course, went to make sure that Ulta still carried it. I never want to sit here and rave about a product that's no longer available. So I did double check that Ulta Beauty did indeed still carry this palette, although online the palette looks a little bit different. So I looked again to make sure that there weren't like two different versions of this Everyday Faves palette. And all this says is Everyday Faves, and that's all I saw on the website as well, which, by the way, I will have this product and everything else linked down below in the description box of this video, as well as you might see view products on your screen, because I do also try to link things through YouTube Shopping for your convenience. The mattes are buttery, creamy, blendable. The shimmers are extremely pigmented. As you can see here, I just use my finger to press color on the lid. This has been my go-to eyeshadow look for several days now. And that might not seem like a long time for a lot of my viewers, but if you are a total beauty junkie like me with dozens upon dozens, maybe even 100 eyeshadow palettes in your collection, using the same eyeshadow palette for several days in a row actually does say something about that palette. And if you know me, you know I do not like really large palettes. I'm more of a mini palette person. Now, while I wouldn't consider this to be a mini palette, it's still pretty compact and it has a mirror. It's perfect for travel. I love it. All right, why has no one over all of these years pushed me to try brown mascara? Now, I'm sure some of you have. I'm not putting all of the blame on you. Absolutely not. In fact, I'm not putting any of the blame on you guys. I mean, let's be real. Over the years, you, my wonderful viewers, have recommended so many fabulous products to me. And I'm sure that there have been at least a few people that have asked me, Risa, with your blonde hair and light lashes and light brows, have you ever tried brown mascara? And I know that I have. I've been in the beauty industry in some capacity for more than 25 years, so I'm sure that I have. But in one of my recent videos, I did mention that I had seen another beauty influencer talk about her love for the Lash Clash mascara in brown. That is the one I'm using here. I love it, but I wanted to find a more affordable option for you all. And brown mascaras, just like bronzing drops, the tone means everything. You don't want the brown to be, well, maybe you do. I personally don't want the brown to be too red. I don't want it to be such a dark brown that it almost looks black. I wanted to try a true brown, and the Lash Clash brown is a true brown, and I love the way it makes my eyes look. It just sort of lightens everything up, but still gives me that definition. I don't know, it's kind of hard to describe. I almost feel more ethereal with brown mascara. So the less expensive option that I've been really liking is from Maybelline. This is the Lash Sensational Sky High, and the shade is, and wouldn't you know it, I forgot to bring my glasses in. But let's do what a lot of us over 50 with poor eyesight do. Take a photo. True brown, that's what it's called. Okay, remember I was speaking moments ago about products that are incredibly hyped up. I don't want to say overhyped, but some of you might say overhyped, such as the Patrick Ta blush duos, also the newly released highlight duos. So while I do really like those, I find myself reaching for these over those. These are from Ofra. They are called MIDI palettes, not mini palettes, MIDI, M-I-D-I. And this one is Cotton Candy Skies, about 6 months or maybe even a year ago, and actually still now today. This sort of cotton candy pink blush is having a moment. It looks so pretty on so many different skin tones. And yeah, I'm just baffled as to why no one is talking about this palette. You get a cream blush, you get a powder blush, as well as a beautiful highlight that you can use not only on your cheeks, but you can use it on your eyes as an eyeshadow. This palette is stunning, as is the other color story it comes in, which is called Sunset Dreams. This is actually the one I have on today and that I am applying in this demo. Sunset Dreams combination, I think, gives you such a beautiful sort of sun-kissed, sunburnt, natural look that lasts. I have oily skin and I have no issues with this product fading throughout the day, even if I forget to use a setting spray. And here's a photo of me wearing the Cotton Candy Skies palette. I also used the cream blush from that palette on my lips. I used an e.l.f. lip liner, then I went in with this cream on my lips, and then I topped it with a gloss. I will have all of those products listed in the description box for you as well. Next up is the Say Glow Sculpt in Pink Glow. I have had this in my collection for months. And once again, I was watching a model. Her name is Lexi Wood. Used this in one of her Get Ready With Me's, and I thought it was absolutely stunning. So I ran into here, which is my makeup room slash filming room. It's where I keep the majority of my makeup that I don't use every single day. And I went into my drawer of Say Beauty, pulled this out, sat down at my vanity, put it on, and my jaw dropped. My first thought was, wait a second, why have I not used this before? It comes in a couple of other shades. Maybe I tested out one of those shades and didn't love it. I can't remember because I do try so much makeup every single week. But the way this highlighter makes my cheekbones pop. Now don't get me wrong, there are other highlighters out there that I love. I feel like I have to say that because I'm pretty sure a video went up a couple days before this, or will be going up a couple days before this, where I talk about my love for another highlighter. But as we all know, one product that I might rave about is not going to work for everyone, or it might not be the preference of you or someone else watching. I talked about a powder highlighter. Maybe you just greatly dislike powder highlighters, and the powder highlighter I talked about had a little bit more of a sparkle to it, whereas this one is just a glow. It makes my cheekbones look higher. Now, as I mentioned, it does come in some other shades. This is the pink. I don't think it looks pink on the cheeks, therefore I felt like it was okay to mix with a more peachy or terracotta tone of blush. I honestly think it's pretty universal, and it just elevates the makeup look. So every once in a while, I do upload this type of video where I talk about underrated products. So I may have spoken about these iconic London lip liners before. These are so creamy. The shade selection is fabulous. And what's different about these is that they have a smudger on the end. I have only ever seen that on an eyeliner pencil, you know, to smudge out the eyeline. But it works perfectly to smudge out the lip line. I'm not going to do it now because I do have gloss on, but it really softens the lip line effortlessly. It kind of gives you that blurred lip line, which is especially good for those that do not like any sort of contrast between their lipstick and their liner. I personally like a little bit of contrast, but I know there are people who don't like lip liners at all, let alone any contrast between their lipstick and their liner. I have a lot of love for the Makeup by Mario lip liners, which do have a brush on the end, but I've got to tell you, after a couple of months, every single one of those lip liners, the brush on the end, has either fallen off or it's become this tiny little unusable thing, and I don't even know how that happens because I don't use the brush portion that often. So I'm a little confused how that has happened to almost every single one of my Mario pencils, and I have like 8 or 9 of them. But you won't have to worry about that with these because of that smudger. The shade I'm wearing is called Sister Sister, that I have paired with my 7th and final underrated makeup product, which is the Essence Extreme Shine Volume Gloss in the shade Candy Shop. Now, I did fill in my lips a little bit with the liner, and then I also put just a touch of the cream blush from the Sunset Dreams palette on my lips, and then I went over with this gloss. This performs, in my mind, like a high-end gloss. It's not gloppy, it's not sticky, it doesn't sting. It claims to be volumizing. I wouldn't promote it in that way. I don't think that it really makes a difference in the size of my lips, but anytime you add a gloss, that light reflection, that shine, is automatically going to make your lips appear at least a little bit fuller. And something else I love about this gloss, aside from the color and the texture, is that it doesn't travel. I have a lot of problems with other glosses being too thick or just too liquidy, and they travel outside my lip line, even with a lip liner, or they travel down my chin, which is awful. No one wants to have gloss running down their chin or up here. So yes, I have had really good luck with this Essence gloss, and this color Candy Shop is the perfect My Lips But Better shade. So there they are, 7 makeup products that I think are absolutely fabulous, yet no one is talking about them. I am someone that will never gatekeep. If there is a product that I'm using that I think is out of this world, you know I am going to be sharing that with you. That said, if you are not already subscribed to my channel and you want to hear about all these underrated products more often, make sure that you hit that subscribe button and join the Risa Does Makeup family. I do upload new videos at least twice per week. You can also find more content from me over on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook. My username is the same on every platform. It's Risa Does Makeup. Please give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and I can't wait to see you in the next one.